Hello, beautifuls. It's Preem. So I think we're gonna have like a little bit of consistency here, okay? So I think that I will be posting videos. You can expect new videos from me on Wednesdays and Saturdays. This video that you're hearing, you're gonna hear it on Saturday. So I will be posting videos on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Wednesdays at 6 p.m. ish. Yeah, Wednesdays at 6 p.m. on Eastern Standard Time, and then Saturdays a little bit earlier. Maybe I will do 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? So that's when my videos will come out, but I do want to do lives as well because I want to talk to black women, right? Negress women. I want us to be talking about the current events, right? So I will do a live this weekend on Sunday, and I'm gonna, baby, you gotta get up early. It's gonna be at 12. Oh shit, that's too early for me. Hold up, wait, what time it's gonna be? I'm gonna do it at, damn, it's early. It's going to be late. It's going to be late. So it's gonna be on Sundays at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Is what time I will do. I will do the lives. So it'll be every other Sunday. So it'll be 2 Sundays a month, and I will announce it. And one time I will try to be esoterical. I will not be opening up for ladies to come and speak. I'll just say my sermon. I'll say my sermon and I will go. I will come and I will give the good word from Goddess herself, and I will make my exit. Right? And then on the following Sunday, I will open up I'll open up the lines just to speak, right? For ladies to talk, because I want to talk about some of the things that's going on in black culture, right? This weekend I want to talk about Shannon Sharp ass. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about Shannon Sharp. I want to talk about Kanye West. It was some other things some other topics that I want to talk about, but I will compile a list of things that have happened over the last month and talk about those things with, sometimes it'll be politics, right? Talk about those things with black women, with Negress women. So anyhow, as you ladies have saw, I am trying to change how this goes, right? Because what I realized is building a community on hate with Negress women attracts hateful Negress women, right? They're feeding off of the hate. That's what they like to hear. And baby, I'm all out. You know what I'm saying? I'm all out. I am truly indifferent, right? When it comes to niggas, for real. I love the niggas that I love, my brother, my cousin, my father, sometimes my nephew, and that's it. That's it. And the rest of them I feel no way about. And a lot of it has to do with the spiritual realization of who they are and their place here in this fucked up patriarchy, And I'll get all into that later. But in trying to clear the room, and I realize some ladies have gone, and I'm happy. I wanted to just start a new YouTube channel, as I said, but I already got subscribers here, and some ladies want to stay. And for those ladies that are staying, I am grateful and I'm thankful for your continued support, your trust in me, and your love for me. I'm really, really appreciative of that. But for the ladies that's going, for real, get your ass on. For real, get your ass on. It's not gonna be too much more. Besides when I come in and I drag niggas on that second live a month, and I will be dragging the asses. Besides that, I won't really be, on here. I've said everything I've had to say about niggas. I've already said it. I will compile a space for women to have access to those old videos, but everything I said it. I ain't got to say it no more. It's being said every couple of, days on YouTube. And I mean, they still, love the niggas anyway. So when I said something about desegregating, Negress women was ready to have my head. Okay. So that's not really what we want to do. So let us stop bullshitting. I don't want to keep on talking about the niggas y'all hate. I'm really for real. I don't want to talk about it no more. I don't want to talk about it no more. I will talk about the historical context of why I specifically hate them, right? The things that they have done specifically to us over millennia that makes them unpardonable to me, right? But, and then I'll talk about how that shows up in the current time. And then, of course, I'll tell you, what's going to happen in the future. Like, as I said a couple of months ago, we seen it happen. At first, Rosie came online. She said, the niggas killing us every 10 hours. Oh, they killing us every 8 hours, every 6 hours, every 5 hours, every 4 hours. Like, we get where this is going. Okay. So, it's no need for me to, like, come online and, talk about that anymore. Negress women see it. If you don't make the preparations to get the fuck away from it, then that's kind of on you. But in building my community here, I wanted to be clear on the fact of, my era, right? And my era was the fact that it was built on hate, and you cannot build a community on hate. You have to have more things in common with, especially if you're trying to build a community of negress women, which are brilliant and bold and independent thinking women, right? Very independent thinking women. We all had our lived experiences, and yes, some of those experiences are the same, but if the only thing that was the same is the fact that niggas fucked us up, I don't know if that's a real decent basis for a community. Like, if that's the only thing that we have in common, if we can't talk about anything else, if we can't discuss anything else, if we have nothing else, no other commonalities as women besides the fact that niggas fuck us up, I don't really know if that's all we can use as a base in building community. Like, that's just something that cannot sustain. And not only can it not sustain, it's built on hate. So it's going to attract hateful women. It's going to attract hateful women who can't really love each other, right? And I noticed a lot of that going on my time on Clubhouse, right? And my time on Clubhouse, if you were there, like, it was very rare. It was so rare that I can tell you the 2 times, right? But it was very rare that you ever caught me on stage with a male, because I knew that the enemy of my enemy was not my friend, right? I knew way back when that nakers, and I think I might get back to calling these niggas apes because I liked it, But anyhow, hateful niggas did not have anything that was not in common with hateful white males. Like, they are one and the same, right? And I knew that hateful white males are poor. Like, white males that don't got it, like, they really upset right now. Right now, they're really angry, and they acting very nigger-like. And so when I was on Clubhouse, I did not want to be on stage with any male. Like, whether it be, the one time I was on stage was with some trannies, and it was just to, like, circle back around to negress women that these are niggas too. I'm like, hold up, y'all, because these are niggas too. Like, I know that they are, talking like us and, like, rolling their necks like us and snapping their fingers like us and saying some of the things that we value, but these are niggers, So that was one time. And another time was actually in my own Clubhouse room, in my own space, where I had space, and it was white males that came up on the stage for that one time. And I even spoke, like, reluctantly and hesitantly about having them in my space, because I just knew, and I just know that the enemy of my enemy is not my friend. The enemy of my enemy is still my enemy, Like, that's not a thing. And I think that what happened a lot of the time in these spaces was because some of us was coming into this, me specifically, I was at the age to come into it, right? The age to come into it for it to be useful, for it to not, like, completely, taint and harshly affect my view on life, I was coming into it at the age of mother, right? The age in which you're, you know, women are useful at every ages, but it's something if you come into like, oh wow, everybody is my enemy at 22. And I speak about 22 because that's how old my daughter is, and she's just not having it. You know, like she's too young to feel it. Like she's too young to understand it. She's too young to wrap her mind around it, and then she would be too young to maneuver it, right? And then coming into this knowledge as an older woman, it's of no use because you're at the, you know, the final trimester of life, and like, what really are you gonna do with it besides be bitter and angry and mad and like die mad? Like, what else? Like, what else can you really do with it besides be bitter and angry and die mad about it? Like, what else? And you know, but at this age, at this little time of 27 to like 57. You know, that's a long fucking time. If you look at the moon phases, it's maiden, and you have like a quarter moon, and then crone, you have another quarter moon. If you look at that picture that I posted of that, what will be my organization's picture, you see that triple moon at the bottom, and it's the stages of life, right? It's the stages of life. So you have this little time in which you're a maiden, up until like 27, this little bit of time that you're a maiden. And in that time, like, you shouldn't know all the things, you know what I'm saying? Like you shouldn't, it's too much to know all the things, you know, because you don't have enough time to do anything with it, right? And then in the middle, you have this full moon, this long time of life to cycle through how you feel, to go back to it and, you know, feel a way about it and act on it in that moment, and then to progress, to be indifferent, right? To be indifferent, and that's really where I am with niggas right now, right? To be indifferent about it so that you can make conscious decisions moving forward, right? And then you had that little bit of time where you're a crone, where you're over 60 years old, and to come into this knowledge after 60, it's like, now what? Like, now what? I'm too far out of touch. I'm too far out of touch with the maidens for them to even listen, right, at 60. I'm too far out of touch for them to even listen. And the mothers, you know, they think they know everything any fucking way. And, you know, sadly, some crones is still in competition with with mothers like that. You know, I just found this out 2 weeks ago when the crones be saying some crazy shit. You know, like the crones be saying some crazy shit. But anyhow, coming into what I've come into at this time in my life, at this time where I can still be useful, where it can still be useful, where I can still talk to maidens and I can still talk to them and get them to see the thing, how I need them to see the thing to be able to maneuver their life in a way that is useful to them, right? And then also I still had the gentleness and the care and the patience to deliver it in a soft way, right? And as you all know, I have my own little maiden and I have to deliver these truths to, you know, spoon feed them to her. You know, at this time, she can only take so much, you know, like right now, she can only take so much. So, you know, sorry, y'all, I had to step out for 1 second, but what I was saying was these different phases of life and how you maneuver them, and how I said from the beginning is the maiden should be able to like live their life carefree to some extent, under the watchful eye of mothers and crones. And mothers, that's when you at that, you know, creative age. Shit, figure something out. You know, figure something out, damn it. You 35 years old. What are you doing sitting on your hands, sis? Figure something out. And that photo that you see, it says thrive, create, and protect, and it speaks to, you know, those little crones. Those little maidens, they should be thriving. Like we should have given them like a map for them to be able to thrive in this time. And I know I only have one little one little daughter in my ocean of daughters, but I got some nieces. But anyhow, my daughter right now, she's thriving, right? I mentioned in my last video, you know, how she just, you know, sitting up eating jerk wings this last night. Like, y'all, she really living her life. Really living her life. Last night, she called me. She left a frat party. Came from a frat party, was tipsy, telling on herself. She's tipsy, out living her life. I am still I'm her mother, but I'm also to her, like, you know, I let my daughter know early, like, I am the best friend that you will ever have. You will get no friend better than I am, right? So I am her best friend. So she gets home from a frat party and she wants to talk about it. And she goes on to tell me how the frat party was this and everybody was too drunk to drive home and she couldn't let her friend drive home. So she drove. I said, wait a fucking minute. Because you don't sound too coherent right now to be telling me that she was driving. And she goes on to yell, Ma, I'm just trying to tell you the story. She's just out thriving, just living her life. I had to instruct her on to, like, they had to leave a friend in the car because the friend is too heavy for them to pick up. They girls. The friend is too heavy for them to pick up, so they can't pick up and bring her inside the house, so they had to leave her in the car. I had to let her know you need to go, put a pillow behind her head, lift her head up, make sure that she's sitting straight up. In the event that she starts throwing up, she's going to aspirate and, you know, die. And she goes on to say, you know, just a little baby, I'm tired. I said, if you do not go and get her head up and make sure that she's sitting up, she's going to die. And you're going to wake up to your friend dead, right? And I know I'm just a mother. I'm just being too protective. You know, I know probably she wasn't going to die, but I'm just thinking about it's a little girl inside of a car that they done left inside of a car because they can't carry her up inside of the dorm. And I know it's just like normal college wild days that my daughter's having. Like, she's having normal college, a part of like the American culture. It's wild college days. Well, not the 30% that are educated, right? It's a normal college experience. And because of our relationship, she calls me and she tells me the truth. And I'm able to tell her, listen, damn it, we don't want no casualties in a wild night. Go and, you know, make sure your friend is okay. Roll down the windows a little bit. Like, you know. Anyhow, she did all the things. The young lady was fine, okay? She called them at 4 o'clock in the morning telling them to open the door because she had come to. But anyhow, I know that don't sound like thriving. She's also, I want her to live all her full life. She's also getting 80s in all of her nursing courses, okay? So all the crones here, all the big mamas here, like, what the fuck going on over there? Rest assured, she's also getting all of the grades necessary in her nursing program to continue and to graduate next year. But anyhow, she's just thriving. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's just out, just living her little life, just thriving, as maidens should be doing. And we should be giving them the tools to do so. Especially those of us who are in the age of mother. Like, you should be creating something. Damn it, do some fucking work around here so that these young girls can be okay. The fuck? And then the role of the crone is really to just, like, sit high, look low. And I don't want to say that because the old ladies really start thinking they should sit high and look low. I'm not talking to y'all. You know, like, if you're just an old lady, I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking, like, to actual crones who are actually loving to the younger black woman and really want the younger black woman to do well, who does not feel threatened in knowing that a younger black woman is about to do better than them. Right? Because that's kind of sick. Like, you're a fucking sicko. And the only reason that you found my space is because I was being hateful. You hateful anyway, and because I used my channel and my platform to be hateful, you thought like, oh, you would be able to have community with me because you hate people, and as a result, you're a hateful motherfucker, and you think that I am too, but I'm not. I'm actually loving and caring and kind, and I actually am the woman that I said that I was, right? So anyhow, to those crones who really, for real, sit high and look low, like they just, you know, sitting high looking low, nodding their head, shaking their head when you about to do something wrong, you know, like when you about to fuck it up, they like, don't do that now. Don't be foolish, you know. And that was the community I was trying to build, but everybody was so hateful. Okay? Everybody was so hateful. The maidens are hateful. The mothers are hateful. The crones are hateful. God damn, is there anybody around this bitch that actually have any love in their heart for black women? And no, because I built a community built on hate, and that's why I had to throw it all away. You know, that's why I had to just throw it all away. It's too hateful. It's nothing else. There's nothing that really connected us besides hate. And for me, yeah, when I came into the space, like, yeah, I was like, I hate everybody. I hate everybody. Yes, damn it. Let's burn this shit down. But now that I'm growing, I don't really necessarily feel that way no more. And not that I don't hate everybody, but I don't want to be based in hate. Like, I want to live a happy life, and I want to live a joyful life. If I'm 37 now, what? I could have like fucking another whole nother 40. I could have a whole nother 40 years after this 37, and I do not want to spend it in hate. Like, I don't want to be a old lady hateful. Like, goddess forbid it. Like, really, like, goddess forbid it. When I am old, when I'm getting up in my 60s, like, I want to really have an ocean of daughters that I could really, really, you know, have community with, and young black women who love me and respect me and honor me, and I've made the connections necessary to have that kind of community with them. Like, I just don't, I'm seeing a fucking horror story, and I don't want it to be my life, okay? That's what I'm getting to. So I got rid of all that hateful shit. I'm off it. I mean, I am an alchemist. You know what I'm saying? I am an alchemist. So if we want to be hateful and we want to bring up how niggas ain't shit, I can do that. You know, but I can't stay there too long. You know, if I want to, sometimes when I want to talk about how poor white people are fucking despicable, I want to do that too. Okay. That raising up of white people, or raising up of the white community, and trying to have that enemy be your friend, because the enemy that is the black male is your enemy. Like, trying to choose between enemies. I'm not doing it. Both of y'all, as a negress American woman on this soil, standing on this soil, gonna live and die on it. Okay? Gonna live and die on it. The enemy of my enemy is not my friend. Both of y'all are my enemies. Okay? Both of y'all are my enemies. Fuck all y'all. You know, like the beginning of that song with Tupac. Yeah, fuck all y'all. Fuck every single one of y'all, right? When I want to be hateful, like, just fuck every single one of y'all. But I don't want to build a community on it, right? I don't want to build a community on it. So we have to have some more basis and some more things that we share. Our only shared identity, like some of the basis of community, is, of course, locality. Well, I mean, we're all online, so that's our locality. We're all online, right? And then, like, participation. Everybody brings their own thing to the space, their own unique thing. Listen, your thing cannot be my thing, okay? Your thing cannot be my thing. You can't think that you can come into my space and run my space. I had a lot of that going on. Like, and to the ladies who saw that and was affected by that, my sincerest apologies, okay? My sincerest apologies, right? Most importantly, though, we have a shared identity and community. We have a shared identity as negress American women, okay? We have this shared identity, and even for those women who are not, you know, necessarily American, but negress women in the Western world, the safest place that we could possibly be, that is still harmful, right? If you are a negress woman who lives in Canada, like, it's the safest place that we could be, but it's still like a lot of misogynoir around this bitch. If you in the UK, like, it's a lot of misogynoir around this bitch, right? So we have this shared identity, and this unique experience as being both female and Negro, right? We have this unique experience that is only ours. We share a common culture. Our values, some of our values are the same. right? And then, of course, we have a local need, right? We have an issue. The issue is that there are no fucking allies around this bitch, and misogynoir is the name of the game. like the name of the game. Everybody is paying the misogynoir tax, and I think I'll make a video about the misogynoir tax. But everybody's paying it, and it's a harm to us. So we have this local need to get from under it. Right? We have this need that we can't live our whole lives like this. Like for me, and I think that everybody here in my community needs to know and needs to love like a little black girl right now, today years old. You got to have one close to your heart. Close to your heart. I can't remember where I mentioned this at, but one of my now friends, she brings it up all the time about how I mentioned my niece, like, eating candy and, like, biting her toenails, At that time, she was 5. She's only 6. She's only 6 years old. And she has to live her whole life in this misogynistic society. Like, that is a need that I have, that I want, that has got to change. That has got to change. And it has to change because I actually have someone in my community, right? I actually know somebody in my community, somebody that I know and love, and that I can't choose when somebody says, oh, it's going to be you or her. I can't choose. Ain't no choosing. It's either going to be me and her one way or me and her the other way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no choosing for me, right? This little 6-year-old black girl, I think that we all have to have that kind of commonality. Baby, why you here? In the words of Future, like, who this for? Like, who this for? Like, you here and you're in a space of black women and you're in a space of negress women, but who this for? You done lived out your whole life. What are you here for? What's your interest here? What's your invested interest in this space? What's your invested interest when it comes to black women and girls? Like, what is your invested interest? Right? So I have this invested interest in the collective of negress women in this country doing well. I have a collective interest. I have an interest that the collective of negress women do well because of, I'm going to call her Sky, but that's not her name, but my little Sky. Because of her, I have a collective interest in all of black women doing well, right? My 22-year-old daughter, who is about to, be in the top 18% of earners in this country. I have a collective interest in those women doing well, right? My girlfriend Mika, who just now lost her food stamps 3 months ago, I have a collective interest in her doing well. So for you to be in this space and for you to say that you don't like negress women, you don't be around them, you don't fuck with them, why would you be in my space? like for real, like why you here, ma'am? Like, what are you here for? Like, I really had to start, going down a line of women that I have met in this community. And, I would be mentioning and always talking about and constantly, consistently, all I talk about on this channel is my daughter. Putting. When I'm not talking about her, I'm talking about my little Sky and my little Bella. I'm always talking about them. I'm talking about my cousin. I'm talking about my mother. I'm talking about the ways in which that she lived and how she deserved better. I'm talking about this community of black women that I have in my real life that I really care about, which makes this online community important to me. And my question to any woman in this space is, baby, who's this for? What yours? What are black women that you really care about? Where they at, though? Not a sister, not a cousin, not a homegirl, not a niece, not a niece, not a little cousin. Not a daughter. Who is this for? And you can say, myself, right? That's the easy answer. If I say, who this for, right? My first answer, of course, is myself. My first answer is, of course, myself. Like, my interest in the collective of black women doing well is the fact that I'm a black woman who got to do well. But that's a selfish thought, right? That's when you get into the line of thinking if it's me or her, it's going to be me. See, if it's only you, like, you get into that kind of selfish thought of it's either going to be me or her, right? But if you got a sister, it got to be you and your sister. You know that. You know that for a fucking fact. Like, baby, both of us, we a fucking package deal. If you got one daughter, me and my daughter, yeah, both of us. It don't never have to be me or her, right? If you got a little niece, a little Sky and a little Bella, baby, my nieces, they gotta be okay. And if I'm fucking, 60 years old, like, when I'm dead and gone, like, the world gotta be better for them. Who is it? Sorry, ladies, I had a Walmart delivery. But anyhow, yeah, in the words of Future, who this for? who is it for, y'all? Like, for real, like, what are you in this space for? Okay? You want like what is your interest in the collective of black women having community, the collective of black women, having a space to vent and to cry and to feel away, like, in community, you have to, there's an expectation that you give something and you get something. So, what you got to give, I have my brilliance. I have my brilliance, my love, my care, and my ancient wisdom, right? Is what I bring to the space. My deep analysis, okay, is what I bring to this space. That's my offering, okay, to the black women here. But really, like, you gotta consider, like, what you bring. If you want to have community with the collective of Negress women, like, what are you bringing besides the fact that you can, when I say I hate a nigga, you can say me too. Like, what? Like, what? That's all you got? I say I hate these niggas and you say me too, and that's it? That's the only connection that you and I have? When I mention Little Sky to you, you don't think like, oh my goodness, Preem, your love for her that ventured into my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I mention my Little Sky, my love for her, like, you should feel it in your own heart. You should be like, yeah, I want Little Sky to be okay. Yeah, I want her to be good, right? And that's the same way that I feel about every, Negress woman's daughters or her nieces or her little cousins. Like, I want them all to be well. As many can be well, I want them to be well. Okay? As many can be well, I want them to be well. Right? And I do understand it all, I hate to say it, but all Negress women not going to make it. But as many of us that can make it, I want us to make it. I want us to be okay. I wish that every little 22-year-old Negress, woman had made the decisions that I forced my daughter to make, that I forced my daughter to make. And then I also, had some privilege in being able to make sure that she could, get through college and that she would choose a profession that she would, that she would enjoy and that she would be able to live well off of, right? But I wanted that, and I want that for every single 22-year-old girl. Every single 22-year-old black girl, I want that for her. Every single 22-year-old Negress, like, I want that for them. Every single dark-skinned 22-year-old Negress, I want for her to be indifferent when it comes to colorism, right? I want her to feel a feeling and let it be fleeting, because her mother did the work so that it don't impact her in the way that it impacts the collective, right? I want that for every single one of them. I want for everybody's little sky to know that with their auntie, like, at least here I am completely safe. My cousin, her mother do some wild shit. You know? They know with me it's home. They know when they with me, they gonna be good. I want that for every single little 6-year-old Negress girl. You know? And that's what my community has to be based in. That's what everybody here has to want. Now that we done wrapped up on community, that's the requirement here. The requirement here is that you want every single Negress woman who can do well to do well. It's as simple as that. You want if you are a maiden who is thriving, you look around at the collective of maidens and you look at them and you say, I wish that for them. Like, at 22, it's nothing I could really do about it, but I wish that they could, have some of the life that I live, and some of the ways that I'm able to be carefree, and some of the ways that I'm able to avoid the dangers of dating nakers, And some of the ways that I, am able to maneuver financials so that I'm not going to be fucking starving. Like, I wish for every, Negress 22, every Negress girl 17 to 27, I want that for her. Even while you are that age. Like, you look around at your sister and you wish that it could be better for her. Right? For the mothers, you feel the same way. You want all your sisters. Like, when my homegirl Mika, when her food stamps was going, I was pissed. I don't get no food stamps. Ain't qualified for food stamps at this time. I ain't qualified for food stamps by this time. Maybe since I was like 22. Ain't got no food stamps, but her food stamps was gone, and I was pissed. Okay? I was sick about it. I felt the way about it. I want her to have. I didn't think, I should have got those food stamps instead of her. like some of these women that I attracted in my space had a very sick mind. Like, I now that I'm thinking about it, like, they had a very sick mind. Like, that is a sick fucking brain. Now that I'm thinking about it, like. Anyhow, I want for, and then when it comes to the CrossFit, I know it's really sad seeing old black women miserable. Like, for real. Like, goddamn, you got no relief in all of life. Like, wow. I wish for them the exact same thing that I wish for me at 60. Like, for life to be the way it should be at 60. Like, not stressing, not worried about money. The way in which Negress women exist is, I hate it. I hate it. And if it is going to be some hate, if it is going to be some ways in which community is built on hate, it's the fact that we all hate the way in which the collective of Negress women live. And as a result, we want to talk about it. We want to, those of us who are in the age of mother, like, we want to see if we can do something about it. Those little maidens that are here, like, you want to listen to people, I can't even advise young Negress women to listen to nobody no more. Because everybody in these spaces are so fucking evil-hearted. So all I can tell you is to listen to me. No, that sounds so, and then the cackle on top of it. That sounds so narcissist, right? Like, now that I'm thinking about it, because y'all say everybody a narcissist, right? But the fact that don't listen to nobody but me, I'm serious. Any negress woman who is a maiden right here, if you in this space and you what would have me think that I could, trust praying? Baby, I will give you my daughter contact information and she will let you know that I'm the fucking 1-1. Okay? She will gladly let you know I am the fucking 1-1. When it comes to caring about her, when it comes to considering her, when it comes to being understanding about her little situations as a young negress woman, like when it comes to that, baby, I'm the fucking 1-1. And it's ways in which sadly and also I'm very grateful for this. It's ways in which she exists that she can never understand me. It's some advices from me that she will never need due to how I raised her. Due to how I raised her, it's some connection there that is totally missing because of the fact that I was raised in Blackistan, USA in the fucking trenches, and although I raised her in the trenches, I shielded her from so much of it. So for those 22-year-old women who did grow up in the trenches, yeah, I got some life lessons for your ass that I don't really have to teach my daughter, that I really don't have to tell my daughter about, right? That I really don't have to protect my daughter from because the way that she grew up. And I wish that your mother did the same thing for you. Like, real shit, I wish that your mother would have done the same. And I don't hate your mother for not doing it, for the record. I wish that your mother had a life in which she could have provided to you what I was able to provide to my daughter. But I know that we live in a misogynistic society. I know that, we live in a misogynistic society and that your mother's a victim just as well as you are, right? So she can't get every fucking thing right and survive. So to those little maidens who are hating their mothers, like, unless she was like outright cruel, calling you bitches and like really fucking you up, you know what I'm saying? If she just couldn't get everything right, baby, offer her some grace. And I'm speaking on behalf of, my older sister in this case, because those women who have 22-year-old daughters, they're in their 40s now, right? Offer her some grace. She did the best the fuck that she could do in this misogynistic society. And when she got it wrong, like sometimes you just gotta realize, she couldn't do no better. I listened to Erykah Badu talking about her mother. They asked Erykah Badu how is she like how she is. The black community thinks that Erykah Badu is like some goddess, and she a goddess in her own right. I don't have no hate towards no black women. I know everybody comes online and hate all the black women singers. I like Erykah Badu, and but anyhow, they asked her how she is, and Erykah Badu said, I had a cold mama. Like that's her. How are you? How you are? So yeah, she says I had a cold mama. She said I was an improvement on her design, and my daughter is an improvement on my design. And baby, y'all know that resonated in my spirit. Like Erykah Badu was talking to my soul in that moment. And that's the same way if your mother was not a hateful, vindictive piece of shit, she did the best she could, and you'll be better. And your daughter will be better than you. And that's okay. I realize that is something that older women have a problem with accepting. And I can't do nothing but shake my head on that. What did you expect? Like now seeing that my daughter just cannot relate to me on some things she just can't get. Like I raised her to not get those things. I raised her to not understand those things. I raised her to not have that kind of experience so she could get where I'm coming from. But there are young maidens who will get where I'm coming from. And I'll, be of service to them when needed. Anyhow, I'm babbling. about nothing at this point. What I have come to say is that building community on hate cannot sustain itself. A community built on hate will not sustain itself. Those women who are hateful to their content is always, you know what? Let me not go there. In general, in community, a woman who is hateful all the fucking time will eventually be hateful to you. And his community cannot be built in hate, and we'll get on to more community conversations, because I really want to hone in on this thing of community for Negress women, because I hear community being trashed so often, but I do think that community is very important to Negress. It's important to me. It's important to my daughter. It's important to the women that we know. Like, what even is this if I can't call up my homegirl and talk about it? You know what I'm saying? Like, and if there is no homegirls for you to call and talk about, then yeah, you have to create a online experience. Like, when I call my girlfriend and we shoot the shit about the shit that we shoot the shit about, it's not always these kind of topics. This is why this this community is needed. So, I said all that. I'm gonna, post this video as a rant, but I will, add some of what I'm talking about in it. And then I will talk to you ladies on Sunday. We're gonna talk about the niggas. That's what we like to talk about. We're gonna talk about this nigga Shannon Sharp and his 19-year-old OnlyFans girl that he violated. And we want her to get all her money. Because the enemy of our enemy is not our friend, but we still want justice for that 19-year-old white woman. We still want justice for that 19-year-old white woman, okay? The enemy of our enemy is not our friend, but when our enemies war, we can sit to the side. We can be indifferent about it. We can sit to the side and be quiet. Even this Carmelo Anthony thing, like, you got poor big ass white boys who have been told all their life that the only thing in life they got, the one thing in life they got, is that they better than black people. And in case y'all ain't know, I'm here to remind us with the title Negress. We are black people. We are black, right? Those big ass cornbread fed white boys, and yeah, they would have been hateful to our asses too. And because poor white males are a fucking danger, okay? That's all they got is the false illusion of white privilege. And that little boy Carmelo Anthony did not know. He did not know. Like, I'm telling y'all, like, he did not know that he was supposed to bow down to them white boys. He didn't know that that's how it go. If any nigga would have came up to him like that, they would have got stabbed the fuck up. These white boys was not exempt. Anyhow, we gonna talk about that. But even in that case, the enemy of my enemy is not my friend. That's two enemies to me. That's two enemies to me, and neither one of them my friends. So I just want to sit back and watch. I just want to sit back and like laugh at the fact that these white people are in an uproar about that two-parent, that nice suburban black family. So yes, we'll talk about some of those things this weekend, ladies. Talk to you all tomorrow. Love you. I hope that you enjoyed your week.